I'm going to be stepping on a lot of toes and probably pissing off a lot of people that are big fans of Crunchyroll or just subscription models in general, but I'm just going to say it like it is because I want to be unfiltered and just be honest as a content creator. Piracy is a service issue. And what is going on here, what you see on screen, is exactly what's going to cause honest customers, honest people that want to buy subscriptions to navigate their way into piracy. And I want to talk about this because this news came out, in the middle of the day yesterday, and I want to discuss it because honestly, this does affect me, and it affects a lot of people that try to watch anime as legally as possible. And even if you are someone that pirates anime, this is still kind of relevant to you because this once again shows just like why Crunchyroll is continuously having a bad image and why their image is getting worse and worse as time goes on. So, I want to read this and clarify a few things. So, basically, this came out, and this was announced that Crunchyroll will be effectively ending the Funimation service on April 2nd, 2024. A few months from now, obviously. Now, the ending of the Funimation service is not something that is relatively, surprising. Let's just be completely blunt here. I've been making videos on this subject for years now, honestly, talking about, Sony buying Crunchyroll, Sony buying Funimation, the merger, all of that. I've talked about this. I've talked about the Right Stuff situation. This is stuff that's been actively going on, and I've said that with this company, Sony and Crunchyroll, they've been actively buying up all the competition and basically eradicating anything that could challenge them, effectively creating a monopoly within the anime and manga space. And so Funimation's service coming to an end is not surprising. Anyone that obviously has any form of IQ, just any form of intelligence, is able to see the writing on the walls that Funimation was eventually going to be closed down. But to actually see it, it honestly really is the end of a legacy. Even if Funimation isn't the best service, in the final years of it, it had a lot of controversies as well, it still was a household name. It was the company that brought us, Dragon Ball Z to the United States. And seeing a company that had just such a significant impact in the anime industry coming to a close is honestly wild, especially when you know Crunchyroll's origin and that Crunchyroll started off as a pirate site. Many people have forgotten about this, but Crunchyroll literally started off as a site to basically stream illegal anime, and then eventually it somehow managed to become a legal source of anime, and we've seen them where they're at today. Just crazy to see that that site has consumed Funimation. But getting back onto the main topic though, Funimation is effectively done. It's dead. Now what does this mean overall? Well, one of the big things that people have feared for a long time now is obviously price increases, but also the loss of their digital catalog. So let's get into that one. So basically, we have had a few discussions already. People are kind of discussing this and all that about digital copies of what they're going to be losing with Funimation being closed down. And Crunchyroll made a statement basically saying, yeah, you're out of luck. Sorry, you're out of luck. You're losing your digital copies. You don't own them. And yeah, we're not going to do anything to compensate you. Not going to do anything to kind of give you these products or even some form of currency or whatever, or even a deal or, a sell on products or whatever. You're losing money. That's literally what Crunchyroll said. And let me give some more information to make sure we all fully understand this. So basically, if you went to Funimation and over the years, if you had a subscription or whatever, and you bought, let's say, Dragon Ball, okay? Let's just do a hypothetical, okay? Just hear me out. You bought a Dragon Ball movie, okay? Dragon Ball Z or Battle of the Gods, whatever, and, you had it as in the digital library on Funimation to be able to watch, okay? If you bought that with your hard-earned money and you had a massive catalog of movies you bought digitally, you will lose all of your digital copies because of Funimation being shut down. Crunchyroll is not going to give you those copies. They're not going to allow you to watch them. So, effectively what they're saying is you had no rights to your streaming copies, and this is kind of a big issue that's been going on with a lot of different forms of media in the industry as of late. This isn't just, let's say, a Funimation digital copy problem. This is just a straight up, media problem. Like gaming is having the same issue as well, is that you don't actually own your media anymore. If you buy a game, you don't really own it. You're buying a license to be able to download it, but when that license eventually ends, if let's say the service kind of closes down or whatever, you're going to lose that copy. So that's effectively what's happening. You have, customers, really, like, honor-bound customers, people that have been paying for these products for a long time, are about to lose hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars because of the closing of Funimation, which is just outright awful to see, I guess Crunchyroll's overall disregard for people's actual money they spent. And it really just goes to show how this company really cannot get out of just hot water with the drama and controversy. Now, let's talk about the price hike for a second, because this one is a little bit misleading, but it is still a price hike that does need to be talked about, and this is obviously eventually going to lead to price hikes in the future for regular consumers of Crunchyroll subscription service. So for one thing in particular, basically, this right here, increasing the price of, $54.95 a year to $99.99 a year, this is an increase if you're a Funimation account. So, for instance, if you're someone that was a Funimation subscriber and you subscribe to a yearly plan, you're rolling over into the Crunchyroll plan now, and your price increases this. So, basically, if you're a Crunchyroll subscriber and you didn't have a Funimation account, there's not really much of an increase whatsoever. But if you're someone from Funimation, your price is basically doubling. You're getting doubled in price to line you up with the normal subscription model of, let's say, regular members of Crunchyroll. Now, this might seem like, oh, that's fair and all, now they're just making it streamlined, but the thing is that the fact that they're doubling the subscription service while not really offering as much as they could, especially with this just shoddy digital copy debacle going on, this is just a slap in the face to Funimation subscribers. If, I'm gonna be honest, I have a Funimation subscription, I have a Crunchyroll subscription. I do it because I'm an anime YouTuber. I gotta cover anime and stuff. I'm just gonna be blunt. But, like, if I was a normal common Joe, like someone that wasn't making anime content, on YouTube, I would cancel. Straight up. I'm gonna be blunt. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. I know it's gonna get me in hot water. That's probably gonna cause it to where these companies don't want to sponsor me or whatever, but I'm gonna be blunt. I would straight up cancel. Serious. I really would. But anyways, getting back onto the topic though, is this going to affect regular Crunchyroll subscribers? Well, probably. Let's talk about that. We got to think about what's been going on, the current trends within the streaming industry as of late. We got to look at Disney here. Disney just released this literally yesterday, around the same time as Crunchyroll's announcement, that they basically lost a lot of money, and they lost 1.3 million subscribers thanks to their price hike. AKA, if you were unaware, Disney Plus increased the prices of their service, and people's reaction was basically saying, nah, we're unsubscribing. And yeah, makes a lot of sense, because it's just getting outrageous. It's like, these companies have gotten too comfortable with thinking that we like their brand, when in reality, we just bought the subscription model because of convenience. And when you make your subscription model less convenient than piracy, then people are going to resort to doing piracy. It's like I said at the beginning of the video, piracy is a service issue. That's exactly what it is. And let's talk about that. Why would people subscribe when they obviously could easily go to a site to watch these things for free? Well, a good example is the feeling of not having to worry about the site going down. Like, a good example is Crunchyroll. Let's bring up Crunchyroll since it's relevant to this conversation. To subscribe to Crunchyroll, why would someone do this? Obviously, it's because they don't have to worry about the site eventually being taken down from DMCA or copyright or whatever. They don't have to worry about Japan coming in and just slapping everything down. Well, on top of that, they don't have to worry about viruses, because yes, let's be blunt here, a lot of pirate sites that watch illegal anime or whatever, manga, whatever, do have viruses sometimes. Malware, viruses, yeah, you can get ad block and all that, but sometimes they can slip through the cracks. It can happen. And on top of that, you have just ad spam. Yeah, ad block can, get around this, but it's still the point. You have ads, you have viruses, you have the site that can be taken down, potentially low resolution and shoddy quality of the actual anime you're trying to watch. Sometimes the episodes are not there. Maybe episode 1 and 2 are there, episode 3 is gone, episode 4 is there. You get the point. There's a lot of inconvenience with piracy to a degree, which is why people would go to Crunchyroll to subscribe. They wouldn't have to deal with that. Even if they don't have everything they can offer from a pirate site, they don't have to worry about ad spam, they don't have to worry about viruses, they don't have to worry about, if episode 1 and 2 is there but not episode 3. So it makes sense why people would subscribe to this, because out of convenience, it's easier, they don't have to think about it. But when you continuously up your prices, and you start to eat away at people in an economy that is hurting, let's just be blunt here, the economy in the world is hurting. Inflation and everything, it's really bad. And people don't have the money to have an entire price increase of doubling. Like, Funimation subscribers don't have probably like the money, or even if they do, they don't want to spend, double the price for a subscription when they could just get everything for free by going to a site, and just a little bit more convenient. So the point of the matter is these companies have forgotten why streaming happened in the first place. It was because it was convenient for people to stream online instead of going to, let's say, TV and watching it on your TV, like TV broadcasting and cable and all that, because you were just constantly spammed with ads, so many breaks and stuff. It was just straight up annoying. And so people turned to streaming services. And then obviously now, streaming services have basically become cable once again. And piracy is starting to ramp back up. So yeah, all I'm saying is what's going on here is that Crunchyroll is just slapping everyone in the face, and they have killed off any competition that they've had. Like, to be honest with you, Crunchyroll could theoretically just double their price right now. Like, if they wanted to, like, if they really wanted to, they could say, oh, you gotta pay $200 a year for our subscription, and there's not really much you can do about it. And the reason why is because who's competing with Crunchyroll? HiDive? Yeah, HiDive. Support HiDive, by the way. I'm not sponsored, but support HiDive. At least their, stuff is very cheap. It's like $5, $6 or whatever. I know it's not in every country, but at the very least, HiDive is cheap, and they do have some good service. They do. And once again, no sponsor, but I really do like HiDive. At least they're the only company that right now is currently challenging Crunchyroll. Is Netflix? No, not really. Is like, Hulu? Not really. Disney isn't really either. It's really just a Crunchyroll anime industry right now. Like, they control the entire Western market, which is just crazy. They can do whatever they want. They can raise their prices as much as they want. They can do password sharing, everything they want. It does not matter, because who is competing with them? They own the market. They even own the merchandise with right stuff. So, it's over. It's straight over. So, all I'm saying is that Crunchyroll, if someone from their company watches this video, look, I say this out of love for what we love. For instance, anime and manga. We all love anime and manga and light novels, and all I'm saying is doing this type of stuff is a slap to the face to the consumers, the very customers that prop you up and allow you to be your company. And seeing everybody basically like a number and, trying to do this type of stuff is not good. Give these people their digital copies. Like, this is not okay. Just give people either a refund, and if not a refund, some form of discount. Hell, give them a discount on their subscription service. Like, if they have, 50 freaking movies, anime movies in their digital library, give them a discount on their subscription to make up for the money they spent. At least do that. There's so many ways to go about this to have goodwill to your consumers, but to do this, it's just gross. It's just like you're basically saying you don't care. You wanted to consume the company, and that's it. And you don't care whatsoever about how the feelings are of these consumers that you're going to push into piracy. That's what's going to happen. But I'll leave it at that. Just wanted to talk about the subject because it is a very important subject, and it once again reinstates why people turn to piracy. It's now getting more convenient for that instead of this, especially when a company just slaps you in the face. I'll leave it at that, though. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe, stay healthy, Chibi out.